We now return to the Midnight Connection on DZRJ, 810 AM, the voice of the Philippines. Here's your host, Johnny Midnight.
Friends, you have the power to create what you want. You may not believe it at first, but it is true. You have the power to create what you want. You are the producer. You are the scriptwriter. You are the director. And you are the actor. Please understand and realize that all things are made of one substance. That substance is life. Any strong burning desire impressed upon this substance will materialize by virtue of the law of cause and effect. The law has no choice but to agree with what you want. Friends, anyone can plant and harvest what he or she wants, but must also take full responsibility for whatever is harvested. So make sure that what you give away is exactly what you want to receive in return. It is important that you always stay in tune with the pattern of life before you start creating by impressing ideas into the substance with your burning desire. It is always a good idea to develop a grateful attitude towards life in advance and express it as often as you can. This maintains and sustains your connection and relationship with God. Vocalize and visualize your wants in order to impress the substance that you are serious about creating what you so desire. Make it your magnificent obsession. Okay? Then, vitalize and virtualize your wants in front of your set of 20 golden pyramids to enhance and accelerate the process of materialization. But you do this in secrecy, in complete privacy. Think, speak, and act as if you already have what you want without telling anybody about it. Keep it a secret. And from now on, do your best at what you love to do and never compromise your magnificent obsession. Avoid negative-oriented people and never again enter the field of competition, because with the energy of the pyramids, you are now a real creator who everybody wants to be friends with. See, you're not in competition anymore with anybody. Any kind of business you get yourself involved in is always going to give you more for the money you receive, for the goods and services you offer. And so always give more cash value, because now you have and will never run out of supply. Friends, make sure that you project the image of an advancing person, growing person in everything that you do, to inspire other people to follow your lead. And please, please keep a record of your daily experiences and count your blessings before you go to sleep. Give thanks in advance. Make it your new habit for life. Declare, I, Roberto, I, Enrique, I, Maria, I, Aida, admit that I was a victim, but today I am a survivor. Therefore, I forge ahead and make the best of myself by loving to live and living to love without turning back ever again. And so it is. See, thank you very much. Okay, let's see. We have somebody on the phone. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Evening, Sir
Good evening.
Johnny. Hello.
Who's calling?
My name is Nonoy, Sir Johnny.
Yes. What can I do for you?
Well, I'd like to make a request here on your show.
Yes.
To discuss this topic one of these nights. Okay.
Yes.
And I do believe this topic is qualified here on your show is a Bizarre Bar. Now, why is it Sir Johnny?
We're not in the Bizarre Bar. We're now already on the Midnight Connection.
Oh, how sad. Anyway,
No, that's the first portion of the program. It's Bizarre Bar. Then comes Midnight Connection.
Okay. Sir Johnny,
Yes.
why is it that the wolves, those wild dogs, living in cold countries, when there are so many already, when they are overpopulated, they start killing each other? Does nature have something to do with it? Just to keep the so-called balance of nature? Thank you.
Where did you get that information? That's what I was going to ask you. Where did you get that information? I'm interested. It's something new. I did not know that. I'll look it up. I cannot answer you when you don't give me the complete story. I cannot understand Jejemon. Jejemon? Don't text me in Jejemon. Okay? Because I will not read it. Dr. Midnight, how to have great intuition? You already have intuition. How to have the right gut feeling in making a decision? You're asking general questions, and I am not a manghuhula. You know what a manghuhula is? Is a guesser. Okay? And by the way, if you have religious questions, please ask the questions from your priests and your ministers and your pastors, okay? This is not a religious program. It is not a political program also, okay? This has to do with health, wealth, happiness, and peace of mind. Okay? Okay, is that clear? Very good. This is not a political program, and this is not a religious program. Okay. Now, let's see. What is the connection between the loss of your eyesight and high blood pressure? I am not a medical doctor, remember that. I deal with natural healing. I'm a teacher of natural healing, okay? But scientific studies show that alta presión, hypertension, and other circulatory disorders are closely related to vision loss and caused by blockage in the branch veins transporting blood to the retina. Now, retina branch veins are extremely small in diameter, and their blockage can cause slow deterioration of your vision over a long period of time. So these things don't happen overnight. Like cancer, okay? Cancer. You cannot develop cancer overnight. You need about 30, 40, 50 years. So, going back to our question, what is the connection between the loss of vision and high blood pressure? The extent of permanent damage depends on the degree of obstruction and consequent hemorrhage, or the inadequacy of new small vessels to repair the damaged retina. Friends, generally, the prospect of regaining useful central vision following the branch vein obstruction is good, according to the latest research in visual sciences. Return of visual function depends on the conditions of that sensitive area of the retina known as the macula. And again, the state of health of the patient. The age has nothing to do with it, but the state of health. See? And of course, the condition of the retina. In the case of branch vein blockage, Mother Nature often will produce small little blood vessels to replace those that are shut off. Now, this is not something new. Just like people who have problems with the heart, they also have blockage. They grow new veins, new arteries. Eventually, the necessary blood will flow through the new blood vessels to the retina. However, a damaged part of the retina remains that doesn't serve its intended purpose. Now, according to my medical friends, medical treatment known as photocoagulation will alleviate, not solve it, alleviate some problems caused by vein obstruction. But no medical therapy, according to my doctor friends, can help acute venous obstruction when it already has developed. So you see, prevention is really, 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 really important. Researchers advise that the best way of avoiding the problem is to watch your blood pressure and what causes it. Only two things that you have to be careful is too much stress, too much tension, too much salt, too much fats. Let's go moderation. That's the best. See? Now, doctors are worried about people above 50 because they are susceptible to vein obstruction. Well, again, that's because it's their business, okay? They project this already as a warning. And the warning becomes a reality to a lot of people, see? Instead of it preventing, it becomes a reality. Let's see. Dr. Johnny Midnight, our minds are like a remote control controlling our body by just pushing out the buttons. And then he says, my question is, where does the energy of that remote? Some text missing. I'm sorry. Again, I cannot answer a question that is not complete. I wonder why. And please don't call me through this telephone. We have telephone number 897-8374 that you can call. 897-8374. Like Noy Noy from San Mateo. You know, he called up 897-8374 and 895-4460. 895-4460. Okay? Very good. Here's another question. And I just want to remind you that you are listening to the Midnight Connection and that this is Johnny Midnight. Dr. Johnny Midnight, if I give, I will receive. Every act brings a consequence. Is this karma? Okay, Fred. Good question, huh? He says, Dr. JM, if I give, I will receive. Every act brings a consequence. Is this karma? No. That is the law of cause and effect. What you plant is what you will harvest. Now, karma requires that you undergo 10,000 reincarnations in order to purify yourself of your sinful past. And that is the only way that you can qualify to enter nirvana, or what they call heaven, see? So it's karma is a different thing. It's more of a religious thing. Now, For Christians like us, karma does not apply because our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ paid for our karma in full. And so what we have to attend to is the idea of resurrection. Okay? Just like a lot of people keep on saying, if you're bad, you will go to hell. Do you know how many people are in hell? Do you have an idea of how many people are in hell? Zero. Nobody is in hell. Johnny Midnight, what are you saying? Nobody is in hell. You know why? Because according to our scriptures, it says, the wages of sin is death. That is what we have to attend to. They keep on threatening. If you're a bad boy, you're a bad girl, you'll go to hell. You know, if you're bad, you are already in hell. Oh, yeah. And if you're good, you're already in heaven. See? But if we will follow the scripture, you know, it says the wages of sin is death. And so, you see, and that's not hell. Because when you die, finish. No more. Johnny Midnight, I love Japanese food. How safe is sushi? Okay. I will start to say sharks do it. Tigers do it. Yeah, they like fish. They like salmon. Pelicans do it. And now people are doing it too, eating raw fish. Of course, when we humans try anything for the first time, it becomes a trend. And that's just what's happened to sushi. You may have ordered this raw fish from the menu of a Japanese restaurant, or even visited a sushi bar on your business travels abroad. The delicacy comes in many forms. Egg or chicken, for instance, usually in bite-sized chunks wrapped in rice and seaweed. But you may not have tried raw fish sushi because you are worried about getting sick. Now, raw anything from the sea, like oysters and clams, is noted for harboring less than wholesome microorganisms. And sushi is no exception. The raw saltwater fish, often used in sushi, can sometimes harbor the anisaki's roundworm. Anisaki's roundworm. If you eat fish that contains the worm, and the worm makes its way as far as your intestines, you could experience nausea, cramps, and diarrhea. So what are the chances that you will end up with the anisaki worm? Well, according to my medical friends, sushi in the Philippines is reasonably safe. It's rare to encounter a worm in the sushi bar. In fact, the doctors say eating sushi is safer than eating raw clams and oysters, especially when there's a red tide alert. And we have one now going on, no? Now, you may still worry about the small risk of eating raw fish that contains a worm. If you want to be extra careful, well, simply don't eat sushi. There's so many other things that you can eat, okay? You don't have to eat sushi. Now, if you really like it, then maybe you should go to a very reputable Japanese restaurant, something that everybody says they can trust. Let's see, we have another caller, Ray de la Cruz. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, what can I do for you, sir?
May tatanong lang po.
I cannot hear you. Please make it louder.
Can I make a quick
Why are you whispering?
may tatanong lang po ako.
Yes.
What is hieroglyphics?
You know, you go to Google's and you'll find out. Okay? Thank you very much. I'm asking you to speak loudly. And you want me to guess what you're whispering? For those questions, the best thing to get the right kind of answer is to go to Google's, you know. Ernie Baron has died long time ago. He used to be the walking encyclopedia. But now that we have Google's, now that we have the internet, those questions are no longer asked from announcers. And I'm not a walking encyclopedia. Okay? I'm not. And I don't want to pretend to be one. Again, Dr. JM, please advise. My organ is only 2 inches long. I'm 27 next week. I plan to get married. Will I still have children? Paeng. Paeng? If your organ is only 2 inches long, it does not matter. If you are healthy, and if your sperms are healthy, and you get married, you can have children. Yeah. You know, the size of your penis does not determine whether you can have children or not. There have been cases where people had smaller organs. And so the medical doctors did was to extract the sperm and plant it into the womb of the wife, and they got children. I have a couple of friends I know that did it that way because the husband had a very small organ. But it does not mean that they could not have children, see? Now again, Paeng, many of our fine feather friends, many of our kababayans, our countrymen, are so much concerned with the size of the penis. It's how you use your penis. That is more important. Not the size. Okay? There are many stories about it, yeah. But for two people who are in love, well, nothing should bother them. Okay? So if you plan to get married, and it does not matter if you are 27, 37, 97, really, if you plan to get married, go ahead and get married and have children. But make sure that you prepare yourself. A lot of people take things for granted. I am surprised that many people who plan to get married don't even think of having a physical examination or a psychiatric examination before they get involved with somebody for the rest of their lives. I would urge you, my friends, if you're planning to get married, before you do get married, find out if you really are healthy, if you are qualified to have children, because that's what marriage is for. You're supposed to get together to have children and continue the propagation of the human race. But if we want to have healthy children, you better make sure that your partner is healthy. See? Now, if you're going to get involved with somebody who is a drunkard, if your housewife is indulging in some kind of drugs, you have to be aware of the dangers. So the best thing is to always have a general checkup. Physical, mental, and emotional checkup. Make sure that you can have children. That's the purpose of marriage. Okay? Okay? So, Paeng, I will read your message. Dr. J.M., please advise. My organ is only 2 inches long. I'm 27 next week. Happy birthday. I plan to get married. Will I still have children? Yes. Yes, Paeng, you will have children. Okay? You have to get married, okay? And you have to have sex with a healthy woman. What's this? Good PM, Dr. Johnny Midnight. Does a fish look for the ocean? Does a fish look for the ocean? No. The fish is already in the ocean, friends, but does not know that it is in the ocean. It only knows that it is in its natural place and goes about his business without attempting to look for the ocean. But if somebody catches the fish and in the process the fish is blinded and can no longer see because of maybe the method of catching the fish, it will go insane trying to look for the ocean. See? So, whoever sent me that question, again, no ID. Johnny, does a fish look for the ocean? No. The fish is already in the ocean, but does not know that it is in the ocean. It's just like the humans, okay? We are made of one substance, which is life. The air we breathe is life. The water we drink is life. The earth we occupy is life. Energy is life. Everything is life. But are you aware of it? No. If you're not aware of it, then I urge you, friends, to get involved in becoming aware of the presence of life. It will change your life. If, for example, you are having problems, if you change your presence of mind and you become aware that everything is made of one substance, that you are a form of life, a human form of life. Animals are, plants are, the earth, the waters, the air, everything is made of life. If you can become aware of that, then things will start changing.